And we are live. Was good, Josh? Your man, BL Saint. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Really Want to Know podcast, early edition. As we continue to figure out what we're doing over here, this is the early show. This is the early one. Um, yeah. How y'all doing? How's your day going? How's your Tuesday? Short week. I'm pretty sure most of y'all don't have to. I'm pretty sure most people don't have to work on Thursday. At least they don't have to work their primary job. Probably working their side hustles, man. Probably working the side hustle, bro. So it's yeah, you know what I mean. But it is what it is. Stay on your grind. Stay on your hustle. Especially you young men out there. Y'all should be working every single day. Every day, even when you out there womanizing, even when you out there getting it on, figuring out your game, you still should be working. I did when I was young. I had two primary jobs and I always had two extra jobs. I had like a side hustle, which was my music, street promotions, and working with artists and stuff like that. I had that, and then I was also doing politics. But I had two, like I had my full-time job, and then I normally had like a part-time or another full-time job. I was busting my butt. And this was all through the 90s when I came home from the military. And then I didn't stop working like that until I got into the FAA, which was in 98. And then I focused on my training in the FAA. It took me about a year and a half when I finished all my training and did everything I was supposed to do. And once I did all that, then I began side hustles again. I went out and I was doing stand up, doing comedy, and I was promoting rooms and producing shows and doing all sorts of stuff. So always be out there hustling, y'all. Always be out there hustling. We got the Knights in the building. My brother GMC Hammer was good. Like here at the beginning, absolutely, sir. I appreciate you. Passed and got my CDLs, man. That is what's up, bro. That is what's up. Talking about hustling, that's the best hustling ever, man. Now it's time to get you on that hot shot, bro. Get you a vehicle and start that hot shot stuff. We're gonna talk about that, bro. We're gonna talk about that. Well done. Well done. That's what's up, man. Glad you got your CDL. Now it's really time to get out there and start making money. Truck drivers are still killing it. Truck drivers are gonna be killing it until AI, until trucks start driving themselves, right? So then it's gonna switch over to I don't know who's gonna be making money. People who maintain the systems, I guess. I don't know. Um, that's We're gonna get into it though, man. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me. For real though. That's what's up, Knight. Got your CDL, man. That's what's up, bro. Good job. We're about to get into this, man. I found an article last week. I meant to talk about this last week. I found an article, New York Post was talking about the top 20 cities in America for cheating, for those who want to get out there and get it in. I thought it was crazy. So let's talk about it, y'all. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. You know what I mean? So let's definitely get into it. Dr. B is in the building. What's good, fam? Shout out to you, man. Yeah, hope all is well on your end. Hope you ain't working too hard. And you know, Brother G Hammer's like, can you do an episode where you talk about how you got those jobs and was hustling when you got out the military? That would be great for a lot of young men. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'm trying to put together an episode with our people, our one of our other Knights, Manny, who he hustles hard. Like, we want to do an episode about the hustle game and the gig economy, and how to get out there and get your bread and how to go about that. Definitely gonna make that happen, man. That's a really good idea. I just been talking about it randomly. I didn't think about it, but yeah. And the key to hustling, man, is just getting out there and making it happen, bro. You just got to get out there and make it happen. Yep, I definitely got some good stories about that. We'll definitely do it. And yeah, Manny is definitely a hustler, bro. Definitely a hustler, top tier networker, all around outstanding dude. Yeah, shout out to Manny for real. He's good out. He's probably out working right now. Not probably. He's out working right now. So yeah, we're definitely gonna we'll do that episode, man. We'll definitely do that episode. That'll be a good one. Um, but we're gonna get into the subject at hand. I know cheaters are out there, guys. Cheaters are out there. And I find it fascinating people are always shocked when these sort of articles come out. And it's like, oh, where the cheaters are and how the cheaters are moving and this and that. I find that fascinating. I don't know why people don't accept it. A lot of folks cheat. A lot of folks get in these relationships, married, long-term relationships, and they go look for something else, a little spice in their life or whatever it may be. And I think the biggest shock to most people is how many women cheat. People always say, "Oh, cheater, it was the guy, whatever." Guys get caught more, but a lot of women cheat, and they are better at it. They know what they're doing. They are really good at it. For those who do, I'm not saying all women cheat, but the ones who do cheat tend to be real good at it, and way better than men. So let's delve into this. Let's delve into this article right here. Top 20 cities engaging in adulterous behavior revealed. Is your city on the list? All the cities I've lived in are on the list. What does that say about me? And I mean, but I've lived in more cities, but most of the cities I've lived in are on this list, bro. And this is Brian Flood, Fox News. This was published November 16th. And yeah, Florida residents might want to keep a close eye on their spouse this winter. Controversial online dating service Ashley Madison, which caters to married people and uses the slogan "Life is short, have an affair." Examine where members reside to determine hotspots across the world when it comes to adulterous behavior. Now, the Ashley Madison app, you know, there's been all sorts of talk about this thing. There's been all kind of news about it. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't put a lot of stock in that particular service. I think it's BS, to be honest with you. I think it's a mostly a scam. I mean, just think about it. If there were an app out there or some sort of service that you can sign up for, online dating service, where you can sign up for no strings attached, you know, just going out there and having your little relationship, your little affair, that would be the biggest, most successful site ever known to man. I mean, dudes would flood to that thing. I mean, why waste your money on OnlyFans when you can join this site? Why pay $500 a month on Tinder when you join this site and go out there and smash to your heart's content, right? So, you know, when we're gonna go through this article, we'll take it with a grain of salt, you know, because it's just, you know, what do men want? Men want to smash. And if you're telling me you have an app that's full of women who are looking to have affairs, that app would be just inundated with men. So just keep that in mind. But there are people who drift into that world, and you know, I would kind of throw this site, this Ashley Madison, I would throw that in there with sugar sites and whatnot. It's just it's one of those, why not? Okay, how much does it cost to join? If it doesn't cost that much, you know, join up and use it as another funnel, another source, right? That's what I would do. Right. You know, it's crazy. And Dr. B, Miami is number one. What a surprise. Yeah, bro. Miami is always gonna be in the top. Miami, New York, LA, DC, Atlanta, Dallas. You know, these places, Vegas really should be number one. If this was a real thing, Vegas would be number one. I would imagine. San Diego, San Francisco. I mean, it is what it is. Bakersfield, Fresno, Palmdale, like all through California, from Northern and Southern California, man, people getting it in. You know, we'll definitely get into it a little bit more as we go. So, controversial online dating service Ashley Madison, which caters to married people and uses the slogan "Life is short, have an affair." Examine where members reside to determine hotspots across the world when it comes to adulterous behavior. Ashley Madison, Chief Strategy Officer Paul Keeble provided Fox News Digital with an exclusive look at the 20 cities across America where the most Ashley Madison accounts were based. So you see what this is based on. All 100% Ashley Madison. Like, it is what it is. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. But these are the top 20 cities where the people who subscribe to their service, their website, live. All right. So yeah, Miami number one on the list, of course. You know, they got Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Tampa. So in the top five, right? The top five, you got three Florida cities, three major Florida cities: Miami, Orlando, Tampa. And I'm here to tell you, Tampa, when it comes to this cheating thing, Tampa's always been off the chain, going all the way back to 2009. Was it two? No, going all the way back to the early 2000s when I first began to come to Tampa when my cousin moved down here. Bro, I'm here to tell you, man. Tampa's always been getting it in, and it hasn't changed much. I mean, the pandemic kind of slowed everything down because everyone was stuck in the house. Everybody was on punishment. Now that people are out and about, Tampa's gotten back to what it normally does. Orlando has a very high Latino rate. And you know, it is what it is. I'm not saying that Latinos cheap, but Miami's number one on the list. So, you take from that what you will. But Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Vegas. See, I think Vegas would be on the top of the list if this was some proper research or whatever. But the top 5 makes sense. Number 6, Cincinnati. Y'all know Uncle Saint from the Nasty Natty. They don't call it the Nasty Natty for nothing. Right? People getting it in. Minneapolis, St. Paul. You think about it, a lot of cold weather places, especially when when we go from fall to winter, things happen. So look at that. You got Cincinnati, you got Minneapolis, you got St. Paul, you got Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Denver, Cleveland, all cold weather places. Right? Midwest is just up in there deep. Up in there deep. Of course, Denver's not part of the Midwest, in Colorado, but whatever. But all cold weather places, then you get out to the far west or wherever, like Tucson, Colorado Springs, Anchorage, Bakersfield. Again, that's California. Is that the first? Is Bakersfield the first? Yeah, looks like that's the first California city. You got to go all the way down to 16. And you have Bakersfield on the list. That's crazy. It's nothing to do in Bakersfield. They probably just get bored and want some excitement, want to spice things up. Maybe that's what it is. Aurora, Seattle, DC, Portland. Only one city in California made the list. Wow. I'm blown away by that. But hey, man, people getting it in, how they can get it in is what it is. Kiobel explained that millions of single Americans look for companionship during the cold winter months. Yeah, we just talked about that, which is often dubbed cuffing season. Ashley Madison, married people looking to spice things up during the wintertime are seen as uncuffing. Man, that's crazy. Again, we're talking about Ashley Madison, y'all. So grain of salt here, But what they're talking about, people getting out there looking for excitement, going out there looking for, these little hookups or these little flings or whatever. Yeah. It happens in the wintertime. Yeah. And again, women are better at this than men. Women don't get caught nearly as much as men do. The rankings are based on where users reside. And people know that areas with large tourist populations, such as Las Vegas, would be even higher on the list if it went by where infidelity actually occurred. That's a fact. And that's why I threw Vegas out there, because it's not just the people in Vegas are getting down, but everyone goes to Vegas. I mean, they're trying to change their name from Sin City to Sports City. I mean, that's why Vegas is so adamant and so big right now on bringing in all these big franchises, from hockey to, National Football League is out there. They got the Raiders. They're bringing in a Major League Baseball team. They just had F1, the F1 race, and that was an exciting race too. I don't know if you guys follow F1, but I watched that race. That was very exciting. That course, that circuit really works. I think the drivers are going to come, look forward to coming back to Vegas. That was a good circuit. It was a good course. It was a fast course. So they have that. I mean, just about any sports you could think of or any event you could think of, they're bringing it to Vegas, from the Super Bowl to the World Series of poker to you name it. Vegas is bringing it there. So they want to change it from what happens here stays here to, they want to go away from the Sin City thing, from the Sodom and Gomorrah thing to we are the premier sports city on the planet. You should come to Vegas and watch your favorite team or, driver or whatever. But yeah, when people want to cheat, meet me in Vegas. They'll find there's a lot of stuff going on out there. So they're right. Vegas, it's not just the people who live there, but people like to go there and do their dirt. And I hope I'm pronouncing dude's name correctly, but it is what it is. Kiobel said he's always a little surprised by the results and changing behaviors of Americans, but feels many would be stunned at the types of people engaging in adulterous behavior. I wouldn't be. I mean, I'm in the trenches. I know what time it is. And it's, the people you think are out there being super 304s and dudes out there being, players, it's never the people you think. It really isn't. I mean, I used to be surprised when I was younger. I would be shocked. Like I'm dealing with a woman. I'm like, oh, I know she about to get down. The way she looking at me, the way she flirting and touching with me. Nope. Never cheated on her husband. Never will. Good mom. She just wanted the attention, came out, got some attention. Then you got the other side of that when you got the church going, God fearing woman and man who are, clean cut, looking like, Leave It to Beaver's mom and dad, right? They're looking all clean cut and the perfect family, the perfect couple. They get you to the crib. And bro, it's insane. They got like whips and chains in the basement. The guy's walking around with a mask on, with a zipper on the mouth, and he's walking around like a dog. And the woman is. Those are the ones that it's like, yo, what's going on here? I really thought we were having tea. I didn't know it was gonna be all this. Those are the ones, man. They have the parties. They do the swinger things. You know what I mean? Like they do the little orgies. Like, yo, them be the ones. They work really hard and then they play even harder. So I'm never surprised, bro. I'm never surprised. Dr. B is like Donovan used to talk about how many times he got with women in long-term relationships who were married in Vegas. Yeah, man. It's real, bro. It's real. And like here in Tampa too, Tampa, Miami. Yeah. I mean, to this list, I'm looking at this list. The top 5 certainly makes sense to me. Atlanta, DC, places where people work really hard and the cost of living is low. I mean, they get after it, bro. They get after it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's any correlation between, the amount of money being made and the cost of living. I don't know, but they get after it, bro. Yeah, Dr. B was like 3 in Florida. Sheesh. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He's like, I almost got a job in Pittsburgh twice. Hey, man, Pittsburgh ain't playing, bro. They getting it in. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton. I'm telling you, bro, in Cincinnati, like in that area, in Ohio, man, they get down all the way up into Michigan. Detroit, Flint, all that. They get down, bro. And like I said, the women are real good at it. They're really good at covering the tracks. The guys aren't as good. And the reason I think women are so good at it is simply because they pay attention to detail. They pay attention. You know what I mean? Vilcas is in the building. What's good, family? Like Vegas built by the mafia with money from the union pensions and covered by the Democratic Party. I have no use for Vegas. Hey, but a lot of people do. A lot of people got use for Vegas. They ran the mob out of Vegas decades ago, man. That's run 100% by, the 1%. They run that. In fact, Vegas was better when it was run by the mob. When it was run by the mob would crack down on this sort of thing because it was bad for their business. They didn't want men shooting at other men because their wife was cheating or whatever, guys wanting to delete themselves because they got problems at home. The mob, allegedly, if you were a whale or you spent enough money with the mob, they watched your family for you because they wanted you happy so you could spend money. Right. And then when the corporation took over Vegas, man, they took all of the soul out of it, bro. Like man, Vegas used to be good, like the 90s. You come and get a comp, and like if you came and lost a bunch of money at the tables, they will definitely comp you a nice meal. If you had any luck at the tables, you made a little bit of money, they will comp you a nice room, or they will upgrade your room. It was like on a personal basis. Like if you had a good relationship with your rep at the casino, you had a good personal relationship with those folks, man, they would take care of you. They knew you came, twice a year. They knew, like, I know for a fact that they're going to be here in December and they're going to be here in July. And they have, they'll be holding rooms for you. They'll reach out to you. What's going on? Hey, you guys plan on coming for your normal time? Like, yep. People had that relationship with the hotels. They were loyal to that hotel and they were loyal. And the hotel was loyal to them. That's what I'm trying to say. And bro, Vegas was, you would go out there and dump some money, but it was what it was. But then the corporation took over, and man, this point system came out for comps and stuff like that. and they didn't waver from the point system. So no more loyalty on either side. The customers weren't loyal. They're just going to look for the best deal where they can get the most points. And the corporations weren't loyal. So you have the people aren't loyal. The corporations aren't loyal. Now it's just transactional 100%. Bro, we used to go to Vegas at a minimum twice a year. Now I might go to Vegas once every 3 or 4 years. So I see you, bro. I mean, it's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it was better when the unions ran it. You know what I mean? And Dr. B was like, and I got family from Cleveland. Hey, bro, they getting it in the Midwest, bro. So let's continue with the article. Infidelity is truly universal, and we see people from across the political spectrum joining our site. We have seen research outside of the company that shows that more right-leaning people tend to sign up for Ashley Madison. So it shouldn't come as a surprise. Kibu said, pointing out that Florida has 3 of the top 5 cities on the list. So I was kind of looking at this part right here, like, why is it that the right, because a lot of people are like, oh man, the right is doing this. Why are they signing up for this site? Because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. I mean, if you're thinking about cheating, the last thing you want to do is go to a website that's known for cheating. You're going to get caught. You know what I mean? You're going to get caught, bro. That's the last thing you want to do. So they get in and they don't really know what they're doing. They're not quite sure what they're looking for. Oh, but trust me, they figure it out. They figured it out pretty quick. And like I said, it doesn't matter. It runs the gamut. It doesn't matter where you sit politically. It doesn't matter where you sit religiously. I will say that I wanted to say that, Muslims, the followers of Islam and all that they didn't cheat as much, but that's a lie. They cheat just as much. In some cases more, because they're so restricted, like depending on, especially the young women who grew up under that religion. Yeah, man. Especially, boy, the stories I could tell you. I got some stories, bro. I thought they was surely the people who subscribe to this religion, their numbers will be lower. No, sir. No, sir. So across the board, I would say that the percentages are pretty even, and it doesn't matter what religion you subscribe to. It boils down to how you were raised and the type of job that your parents did, like how strict, how fair, how open, how honest your parents were. If you got, I try to do my best to tell my daughter what's going on. I give my daughter game. So when she goes out here, she's not looking for a certain type of attention. She gets plenty of attention at home from her loved ones and from her family and her inner circle. She's not going out there looking for that. She doesn't need that sort of attention from men or young boys. So, and then when she finally does start messing with young boys, she's talking to me about it. And then, Pops is giving her the game. Like, oh, no, this is what's going on. And I'll let the dudes run a little game on her. I tell her what's going to happen. This is what they're going to do next. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it happens. And then, she's like, wow. Yeah, I was like, hey, it's not a science. This is how it works. It's never going to change. So if you're doing that, as opposed to saying stay away from them boys and do the whole Romeo and Juliet thing, but then it's gonna go a different way. You know what I mean? It's gonna go a different way. Velka says he backpacked across North Dakota alone. Wow, rattlesnakes, thunderstorms, and wild buffalo and wild horses. I tried Vegas and it bored me. I bet it did, bro. I bet it did, man. Like, you sound like the real deal, outdoorsman. Yeah, man, I don't do that. When I was in the military, man, we did plenty of humping, and trust me, I walked across a good chunk of the planet, and I know what you're talking about, man. Rattlesnake, the thunderstorms, especially, bro. You hate being out in wide open in the prairies, man, and there's a thunderstorm, bro. Lightning likes anything that's above the ground, and you look around and you're the tallest thing for miles, and the lightning starts coming down, bro. Like, oh, and then depending on where you are. You got the, bobcats and cougars and stuff like that. You got the packs of wolves. You got bears. Bro, man, shout out to you, man. Yes, shout out to you, bro. I mean, I'm envisioning this dude with the big beard and the backpack on and all that, bro. Yeah, shout out to you. I don't do that anymore, man. I'm sorry, I'm bougie, bro. I gotta have For me, roughing it is 3.5 stars. I had 3.5 stars in the hotel. I'm roughing it, bro. Like, no more, no more field problems for me, man. No more humping and all that kind of stuff, bro. I could do it, but I guess when the end of the world comes, I grab my gear, grab my weapons and ammo and food and MREs and whatnot, and get with my people and we'll figure it out. But hopefully it won't come to that. But hey, man, welcome. I'm glad you're here, bro. That's a good story, man. I like that. Brother Pitney is in the building. What's good, Pitney Jules? Any major metropolitan area that serves as a common travel destination is too easy to use for cheating. As long as they don't bring a disease home, their significant others will be none the wiser. Yeah, you're right. As long as they don't bring the disease home, and more importantly, they don't bring the kids home. Because these people out here making other children, bro, and they're having like whole other families all over the country, all over their state, all over their city. So yeah, but it takes two to tango, man. I mean, men always catch it like, oh, it's the man's fault, cheating, and he's bad, this, that, and the third. But hey, bro, let's keep it 100. Men do not determine who actually gets the Foxy Brown. Women determine who actually gets that. Women do. And when you look at the numbers, when you look at cheaters and you look at how they get down when they mate selection, period, the numbers still hold up. Women still want the top tier guys. They want the best guy they can get. They're not just, generally speaking, they're not just going out here smashing just any old body, right? So it still takes game. You still have to put yourself in the position to be seen by women and stuff like that. It can happen in smaller towns, but you still have shame and eyes on. When you're in the smaller the town, the harder it is to make something happen. People still do it. They absolutely do it. And with technology, it makes it easier, text messaging and all that, and having cryptic messages going back and forth, having messages that can't be screenshotted. There's an app out there somewhere, guys, where you can send a text message to someone or DM, and that message isn't clear. It's like some sort of, man, what's the best way to explain it? It's cryptic. So it's blocked, and it only, like, it'll allow you every few seconds, it'll allow you to see parts of the message. So you can see the first 2 words, but you can't see the last 5 words, let's say. And then unless you see the next 3 words, now you can't see the first 2 words. So you never see more than three words at a time. And it kind of scrolls in this cryptic way so you can kind of see the message. But when you screenshot or you're just looking at it on your phone, you can't see any of it. I had a friend of mine send me a message like that. It blew my mind. And I think that it was a female. And I'm just like, why would she send me this message? We're not talking about anything, right? I'm just asking how she's doing. And there was some stuff going on. I wanted to confirm with her that she was fine. But she sends me this message, and it's this cryptic thing. And I'm thinking she got in trouble. She got herself in trouble. Someone screenshot some stuff, right? So you're going to see more products like that on the market, bro. It's crazy. And I'm going to see if I can find out what that app is. And we'll talk about it, but that's technology, man. They're making it harder and harder to catch someone when they're doing stuff. Now, if you're dealing with a person and they have this technology on their phone, they send you messages and it's like cryptic, or you looking over their phone and you can't see anything, you don't jump to conclusions that they're cheating. But it's like, I wonder what's going on with that. Why do you need that? Because I don't care. You can read my text messages. I don't care. Here, look, I don't care. This is what I'm doing. But I don't lie and I don't try to keep secrets. So, it is what it is. Let's get back to the story. Let's see. He has, however, he was, however, surprised that Colorado is also home of 3 of the cities with the most adulterous behavior. I'm not. It's nothing to do in Colorado, bro. I'm not at all. And again, those would be the people who will go to an app like that or a service like that because they don't know what else to do. I'm not surprised that Colorado's on there. Kilbo believes that most people would assume that liberal California cities such as Los Angeles, San Francisco would be prominent, but he claimed adulterous behavior is so normalized in the Golden State that many cheaters don't even need Ashley Madison. Facts. I'll give them that. They know what they're doing. Is cheating normalized? I think it's just accepted. It's not normalized. It's just accepted. It's just accepted. If you're a guy dealing with a very beautiful woman, and you know, what I mean, you'll catch her cheating a couple times, and these dudes are so simptastic with it, like they're such simpletons that they're like, "Oh, I'll forgive you," and I'm talking about people who aren't even married. They're like, "Oh, I'll forgive you," or whatever, and then the people who are married, like, "Whatever, I'll forgive you," and then the women who are dealing with top tier men, they just accept the fact that yeah, he's gonna mess around. They hate it when Myron Gaines on Fresh and Fit says that if you're dealing with a top tier guy, if you're dealing with a guy, you know, of extreme means, like a one percenter that you're gonna have to share him. You know, they'll say whatever they say. You know, women are say whatever they're gonna say on camera, but especially in California, they understand it. You're dealing with a guy who's worth $200 million. They do not expect that guy's gonna be faithful and monogamous. They really don't. They may hope. Well, I hope so, but you got a dude who has a private jet, man. He might be smashing the flight attendant. He might be smashing the pilot. He might be smashing his doctor. I mean, every woman wants that type of guy. You got a guy who's worth 2, 3, $400 million. He's pretty much going to be able to do what he wants to do sexually. Sexually. And there's going to be so many women throwing it at him. I look at this thing with Sean Combs, you know, with Diddy, and that has everything to do with up here. You know what I mean? You got people who get blinded by the wealth and the power and the success or whatever, and they just start doing craziness. Now, of course, we don't know if any of those allegations are true. They're only rumors and speculation, but we know that absolute power corrupts absolutely, and there's some people who are more susceptible to that than others. You know what I mean? My bad, I can't get my mouth working. But there are people out there who want to look down on others and call them peasants. And you know, there are people out there who like, well, I want Skittles and I want someone to take all of the lime Skittles out or something like that. I mean, and they'll pay, you know, it's, you know, you see the worst of that in Hollywood. You know, you see the worst of that in New York, especially like around Wall Street with the Wall Street money and you know, the hedge fund money. You see that in DC with the political power. You see that in Atlanta with the music business, the music industry, and that kind of stuff. You know, there's some people out there who are just straight weirdos, man. And you give them money, they're just going to be super weirdos, and that's what it boils down to. You know, someone like these allegations that have been levied against, you know, Sean Combs, Diddy. Eventually, someone's going to come out with pictures. Someone's going to come out with video. Someone's going to come out with, you know, correspondence via DMs or text or whatever. Eventually, this stuff is going to come to the surface. Is it going to hurt him? No, he's a billionaire. I mean, it's virtually impossible to lose $1 billion. So it's not going to hurt him. It's just his reputation will change. And then what he does after that determines what happens next, right? It is what it is. But hey, man, like it is what it is. What does that have to do with cheating? Well, like I said, with that kind of money, with that kind of success, with that kind of clout, you're going to have women coming after you, period. Those men are the most sought after men. They don't have to. I mean, even someone like Harvey Weinstein, again, it was all up in his head. It was the fact that he could offer these deals to these women. It kind of gave him some sort of rush. And you know, the women who came out against Weinstein, that what he did was horrific, but you know, he held up his end of the bargain. So he would give these women these opportunities to be the next star. Like, hey, pick your movie. You pick the movie, you pick the script you want, but you're gonna have to let me do these things to you. You're gonna have to do these things to me. And there's so many A-list women out there who made it, and they took the same deal, and none of them came forward. So I just thought that was crazy. But again, you don't want to be a Harvey Weinstein. You don't want to be the type of person that they're saying that Diddy is. You don't want to be that person. If you got that kind of money and access and clout, all you got to do is sit back. You know, I'm always talking about Fresh and Fit because most of the people on this platform, you know, are familiar with Fresh and Fit. And we got a lot of Fresh and Fit fam here. Myron and Fresh don't have to chase women. They're at a point now where women chase them, right? So, and that's the key. When you're looking at something like this Ashley Madison thing, man, if you go into a site like that, you really don't know what you're doing. But again, if it's all about sourcing and it's all about hitting every outlet, you will want to put this on your list of, you know, sites and go on there, and you might find a real woman who's kind of interested or whatever. You might find that. It could be a OF girl, it could be a call girl or something like that. You have to filter through it, but it could be the real deal. And I guarantee you there's a lot of pros on this site. A lot of pros on this site. So yeah, it is what it is. So, but yeah, as far as California goes, it's not normalized, it's just accepted. I think that's a better term for it. Oftentimes people want to equate the California lifestyle with the lack of morals and ethics. We see cheating scandals in Hollywood, he said. So, but yeah, you see those scandals everywhere. You see them in Atlanta, you see them in Des Moines, you see them in, uh, uh, you name the city, bro. You see them in Fayetteville, Arkansas. You know what I mean. You see it wherever you see it. You see it in Paris, Texas. That dynamic never changes. You don't have to have millions and millions of dollars to be the top tier guy in your area. You know, 3 million might put you there. You might, if you just, you got $5 million net worth in a small town somewhere. If you're in Grayling, Michigan, you the man. You're the man. You're gonna have women trying to holler at you. You got the best snow machine. You got the best truck. You know what I mean? You got the best motorcycle. Whatever it is, bro, you're the man. If you're in Traverse City somewhere and you're sitting on $10 million, you're the man. Women gonna come after you. Everybody knows who you are. So it's not a LA thing. It's not a California thing per se. It's just how we get down, bro. Right? It's just how we get down. Um, there's not as much moral outrage. There's not as much pushback against this behavior. It becomes very normalized. And so for some people in California, they don't require the discretion that Ashley Madison provides. I don't know if they provide any real discretion, to be honest with you, bro. They can be hacked like anybody else, man. So when you sign up with something like that, you best be using an alias, right? For you people out there, you novice out there. If you go into a site like this, you best use an alias, and you best figure out a way that it can't be tracked back to you. Akiba, who insists that people would be cheating whether or not Ashley Madison existed, is no stranger to criticism. As a fact, the people have always cheated and they always will. My primary role is to talk to people about what's really happening in the world of infidelity, not to convince you to have an affair, but to help you understand why people really do what people really do, or why people, am I reading this right? But to help you understand why people really do versus why you think they might be having one. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So he's trying to say, like, he's like a guide. He's your cheater's guide. Like, look, this cheating stuff ain't new. People gonna cheat regardless, right? Whether they use my site or they're out there in the real world doing it. I'm just here to help guide you through this process and make a couple dollars while I do it. I ain't mad at him. Um, Response to Ashley Madison is almost always going to be universally negative in the public domain because, simply put, that's what we're told by all the powers that be, our religion, our government. In fact, infidelity is the only sin that is in the 10 Commandments twice. When people tell me, we're in an immoral company, what I say back to them is, listen, if we stop working today, not a single affair would be stopped. If Ashley Madison didn't exist, adultery would still be as persuasive as it is around the world. He ain't lying about that. Kilba feels uh, most people would be caught without Ashley Madison, and a rapidly growing set of subscribers reveals this is an appetite. There's an appetite for the service. So most people get caught because they don't pay attention to detail. And it has nothing to do with this website. Like you said, they talk about infidelity twice in the Bible, like in the 10 Commandments or whatever. Like people cheat so much, they had to remind them in the 10 Commandments. So I wonder what was in the other 5. Like it was supposed to be 15 commandments. It's probably in there 3 or 4 times more. But people get caught because they don't pay attention to detail. If you out there and you cheating, right? My thing is, first of all, be upfront. Like, it ain't cheating if everybody's on board with it. So be upfront. If you're a dude out there and you running a rotation, or you're a woman out there and you want to mess around, you want to monkey branch to the next guy, tell the people who you're dealing with, tell them up front, this is not a serious relationship. We are not committed. You more than welcome to come over here and we can hang out. I like hanging out with you, but we're not we're not dating or whatever. You're not my woman. I'm not your man. Have that conversation up front. So if you see me out and about with somebody, they can't get mad. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And let them know. Like, if you see me out and about and you act the ass, don't bother calling me. Go ahead and get rid of my number. And that'll keep them from acting the fool, because they really want to holler at you. So They'll see you, they might not like it, but they're not going to say nothing. They're not going to slash your tires, not going to kill your car, anything like that, because you were upfront. You told them this is what it is. You gave them the opportunity to make a decision. Most people get mad when their spouse or significant other, the person they like, lies to them. That's what they're upset about. Not so much about the cheating. They're just mad that they weren't given the opportunity to choose. So give them an opportunity to choose. Right now, if you're going to be in a committed relationship and you tell this person you're going to be in a committed relationship, then be in a committed relationship. Right? That's just how that works. Keep your word. But if you're going to tell, if you tell the truth, it's like, hey, I'm out here, I'm doing my thing. You one of however many. Take it or leave it. And if they decide to leave it, cool. If they decide to take it, they accepted your terms, and it is what it is. So you wouldn't need Ashley Madison, right? So what he's saying is people going to cheat anyway, and we're just going to help you get away with it, which I'm not really a fan of. And I'm not sure how successful this site is, to be honest with you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it's a scam. Women pay attention to detail. So women tend to get away with stuff more, in my opinion. And it's, they know what they're doing. And women know, like, they key in on things. So when a woman has a guy who's like really into him, he's like, his nose is wide open, like he's really in love. Yeah, man, she can send him on a mission, man. She can send him on a scavenger hunt and know how long he's gonna be gone. And that woman will have that dude checking in all the time. So, whenever I deal with a woman and we're together or whatever, and she's constantly trying to get me to check in, especially on a particular day, like she's like either calling me or wants me to call her every couple hours. Where are you? What are you doing? How long are you going to be there? To me, that's like, I'm thinking, yo, what are you doing? If we go from we really don't communicate like that, we really don't care. I mean, every now and then it's like, hey, are you close to the grocery store? Can you stop by and get this or that? That's one thing. Yeah. But when they're like, are you coming home early from work today? What time you taking lunch? Where are you going for lunch? When you start getting those type calls, and a lot of those calls, that means they're out and about doing something. And, maybe they're trying to set up a surprise party for you, maybe, or maybe she over there getting her back blown out by the pool boy, and she just don't want you to walk in on it. Like, it is what it is. But people who cheat tend to get better. Like anything else, when you do it, you get better after a while. And that's what they tend to do. Women pay attention to details. And that's what a sauce is, bro. That's the sweet spot. If you could pay attention to details, you'll be fine. Those people who don't pay attention to details, those people who don't listen, are the ones who tend to get caught. So it is what it is. Level Up Man's in the building. What's good, fam? Ashley Madison did get hacked and had their user list leaked some years ago. Yep. And Brother Pitney is agreeing with you. It was hacked July 2015. I remember that in the news. That's where I remember this site from in the news. So you got to be careful. You better use an alias. You know what I mean? And he continues, he says, our existence helps show people that monogamy doesn't work for a significant portion of the population. While it might work for you, and you might feel that we should not exist, you don't really understand the nature of what's happening behind the scenes. When people say that we shouldn't exist, that news outlets shouldn't cover our stories. They're turning a blind eye to what's happening in their own backyard. And that's a fact. Those folks are just burying their heads in the sand. These people are bad. This site shouldn't exist and blah, blah, blah. It is what it is, man. It does exist. And apparently people are using it. And like I said, back in 2015, looks like that allegedly they had their list hacked, and it was given to the public. So if you're going to use something like this, you better use an alias. Here's the thing, man. My final take on all this, right? If you in Florida, bro, people are getting it in down here, y'all. People are getting it in. And when you look at a list like this, the top 5 cities on Ashley Madison: Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Vegas, Tampa, right? Miami, Orlando, and Tampa are in the top 5 of people who are currently registered on a site that is used to help you cheat. All right, cool. It is what it is. It is what it is. I can understand men being on a site like this, but let's face it. If you're in a relationship, it's the woman who the relationship doesn't happen without the woman. Again, women decide who gets the Foxy Brown, period. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. So if it's a physical relationship, if you're having a full blown, adulterous affair and sex is involved, that means the women involved were like, cool, let's do this. So when it comes to adultery, I gotta kind of put, the majority of the responsibility on the woman. I mean, it is what it is because he can't. The guy, of course, the guy wants sex, especially if she's beautiful. She ain't even got to be beautiful, whatever. I mean, it's like she has a Foxy Brown. That's the guy wants that. So it's up to her whether it's gonna go down or not. Now you can still you can be cheating just by spending time with someone else. I mean, and my thing, you spending a lot of time with a guy, you guys are having coffee, you're having lunch all the time at work. You guys are like always sitting next to each other at work, and you guys are always talking and texting and all this kind of stuff. And then she starts like making desserts, like she'll make brownies to bring to this guy at work. Although it's not physical, there seems to be some sort of emotional tie there. And people are like, well, they could just be friends. I'm like, well, that can escalate easily. All you got to do is add some wine, and it's a wrap. So, to me, I consider that cheating. If you're doing that, all right, cool. That lets me know. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to keep my eye on it, and then I'm going to move on. If you're like spending that much time and that invested in another man, then you should go ahead and be with that man. I don't want to get in your way. Go handle your business. Right? I don't even get mad. I just move on. And so that's just how it is. But I'm telling you, these people are out here getting it. Miami, Orlando, Tampa. And I can tell you about Tampa. I know what's going on here. I can tell you about Miami because I'll be down there. I haven't hit Orlando yet. I will be hitting Orlando soon. I will be hitting it soon. Level Up, man. I actually found my baby mama's stepdad on that leaked list. Oh, wow. That's crazy. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know what he was doing. Had his real name on there and everything. That's terrible. So yeah, man. There you have it. I mean, it just goes to the point that, monogamy, bro, is really a pipe dream. There are people who really subscribe to it and are really monogamous to one another, and they have a great relationship. But, for the vast majority of people, they're going to step out, men and women. Remember, men can't accomplish their mission to have sex with a woman if the woman says no. So if there's a relationship, there's a physical relationship, there's an adulterous affair, I gotta put the vast majority of that on the woman because she's the one who said yes. She's the one that agreed to do this. And if she did not agree and the guy just took it, well, that's a crime. And that's punishable by a lot of time in jail. So it is what it is. And I ain't mad. If you out there and you want to get it on, get it on. That's what you do. And I tell women this all the time when we get into relationships. And if I think she might be doing something, I'll tell a woman this. And I live by this. I'll look her in her eyes and I'll tell her, say, listen, if you're going to cheat, love me enough that you don't get caught. Because if I find out, it's over. And there's no second chance. I don't care how sorry you are. None of that. I'm not lifting a hand towards nobody. I'm not mad at the guy because I only mess with beautiful women. Of course, that guy wanted to get you in bed. Of course, that guy wanted to spend time with you because you're fun. You're beautiful. You know what I mean? You're funny. You're smart. You're articulate. Of course, he's going to want that. But you gave it to him. You not only gave him your body, but you gave him your time. So my thing is, if you're going to cheat on me, love me enough that you don't get caught. I don't cheat. If I'm in a relationship, I don't cheat. And a lot of women just flat out don't believe it. If I'm in a relationship, I don't cheat. It's a lot of work to stay away from the temptation. I stay away from the temptation. I don't cheat. Never cheated. And I'm in my 50s, so I doubt if I ever will. Right? Because I'm not into that. But the minute I find out that you're cheating, the minute that I catch you, is over. All bets are off. I'm gonna run through your crew. Right? I'm gonna do all kind of crazy. I might smash your sister. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. All bets are off. If I catch you, but in all seriousness, if I'm with a woman, I'm in a relationship and I catch her cheating on me, I just move on. It hurts. You lick your wounds. You just move on. I don't believe in we're gonna do counseling and all that other kind of stuff. Man, I don't believe in none of that. You just move on. We can even be cool at some point. Like, all right, we cool, but you know what I mean? Like I said, you didn't love me enough to keep it secret. So Obviously, you love that other person more than me. Go be with them. That's how I look at it, y'all. So there you have it. That's the list. The top 20 cities in America, according to Ashley Madison, that have the most cheaters. Number 1, Miami. 2 is Orlando, Atlanta, Las Vegas. That's 3 and 4. Number 5 is Tampa, Cincinnati. 6, you got Minneapolis, you got St. Paul, you got Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Denver, Cleveland, Tucson, Colorado Springs, Anchorage. They're getting it in up in Anchorage, Alaska. Bakersfield, Aurora, Seattle, Washington, D.C., and Portland. That's your list from 1 to 20. I hope y'all enjoyed that, bro. I know I did. Thanks for rocking out with me, fellas. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not quite sure what we're going to talk about, though. But I will be here tonight to talk about it. I'm looking for some financial stuff, man, like the credit bubble in America, man. Looks like the credit bubble's about to burst, bro. You see what's going on out here with the automotive industry, what's going on with the car game. People are having their cars repossessed. People are maxed out on all their credit cards, their unsecured credit. And it looks like people are starting to tap into their homes, their 401ks, anywhere where they have money trying to survive. I think we're going to talk about that tonight. If I could find a couple good articles or find some good video we can react to, definitely want to talk about that. We're getting closer and closer. I really think we're headed for a serious correction, if not a full-blown depression, certainly a recession. And all the talking heads are saying the same thing, like, yeah, there's definitely going to be some sort of recession. But we'll see. We'll see. I know that Citigroup has begun firing that 10% of their workforce that we were talking about last week. They've begun doing it, and they're planning to hit their goals by the end of the year, which is crazy. You're talking about a month. You're talking about 6 weeks. They're talking about firing over 24,000 people in 6 weeks. That's scary. And Citigroup's not the only one doing it. So maybe we'll talk about that tonight. We'll talk about what's going on with the economy in Florida in the real estate game. Housing in certain parts of Florida has already gone down as much as 15%. Talking about the cost, the housing cost, the asking price for the sales price of these homes, and interest rates are still high. Even though I did read something, I read a headline that said the interest rates have dropped. Not the Fed rates, but the banks have dropped their interest rates a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure where it is right now. So we'll see what it is. And Brother Dino's in the building. Dino Dinosaur was good. It's like, no recession, DL. Nah, bro, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. There's definitely a huge credit bubble, or what some people are calling the everything bubble in America, and it's about to burst, bro. Remember, we're still getting into these problems with the commercial real estate thing, which is gonna, facilitate a lot of people getting laid off or fired. Companies, corporations are walking away from these big buildings. There's going to be a lot of opportunity out there for people who have cash, but money is no longer cheap. It's really hard to get loans. Like the lenders and lending institutions are tightening their credit standards and stuff like that when it comes to money. So it's a lot going on. Yeah, the stock market is booming until it's not. If you go back and look at it, I think the S&P has been down for 3 consecutive months. I think it's the first time that's happened in years. And I'm not a big stock guy, but go back and look at what the stock market was doing prior to the Great Recession. Look at what the Great Depression, if you're going to go back that far. Look at what the stock market was doing prior to the Great Depression. Look at what the stock market was doing prior to Black Tuesday or Black Thursday back in the 80s. It was doing great until it wasn't. Look at the stock market now, like it's doing great. And the stock market is being driven right now is being currently driven by like 5 companies. So there's definitely bro, I'm telling you right now, you might want to do something with your stocks, man. If you got a lot of money in the stock market, you might want to start to pull some of that money out, maybe go into some bonds, maybe go into some precious metals. You might want to go into something else. Because the stock market is always doing great until it's not, right? And how does that normally happen? Just like that. Just like that. Less jobs and less spending is good news for Wall Street. Yeah, but people are not spending less, and we're going into the Christmas season. People are financing more. They're using their credit cards. They're still doing this crazy stuff, right? And they're losing their cars. They're losing they're losing their homes or having to refinance their homes at higher rates. People are barely holding on here in America, bro. And this is just the beginning. That's the scary part. This is just the beginning. 2024 is probably going to be a rough ride, guys. It's going to be a rough ride. So we'll talk some more tonight about that. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on I Really Want to Know podcast. We'll definitely talk about that. And again, thanks for rocking out with me. Appreciate y'all, each and every one of you, man. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.